Chantal? What's your daily routine now that you're at home with a fiance and Cooper? Like, what's your day? No, what do you do?
Well, we did hear recently that my fiance's actually tested positive for it.
What?
Yeah, he had corona.
Oh yeah. What about you?
No, I mean I might have it or I might have had it, but I have no symptoms. So
Well,
I
if
mean,
your boyfriend had it, you probably had it.
probably had it, just didn't have any symptoms.
Ali, mark down. Don't book Chantal for the next year.
We're gonna write this down.
Mark it
Chantal,
down, bro. Mark it down.
the only way we book you is if you send us a liter of your blood.
Doesn't sound weird at all.
We want to sell it on the black market.
I am not with Ali at all. On this.
I want to drink your blood. Antibodies.
Oh my God.
No,
So
it was
wait,
like a month and a week ago, 5 weeks ago, and he came back from Europe and had a bit of a cough.
Oh
And where we have a place, or we were renting a place in St. Anton, Austria, like there were a bunch of people that tested positive. So he thought he may as well be safe. Went in and they said, yeah, they said they'd call back within 24 to 48 hours. 9 days later, we called just to, make sure. We assumed he didn't have it. They're like, oh, we've been so busy that we couldn't call you. But yeah, you're positive.
Oh my God.
You
Yeah.
should have been like, because I visited 18 other families since the 9 days. Because I thought you were going to call me.
No, just in case, we stayed in this cottage and did nothing. But, it was just crazy. What?
I mean, you should have said that to the people that.
yeah,
Just freaked them out,
yeah.
Yeah.
Be like, we just been chilling with a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Did he have like fever or
Nothing. Just a
Nothing?
tiny cough in the mornings, like literally for 5 seconds when he woke up.
really?
And
See, this is
Apparently
what
a lot of people had a mild corona.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's fascinating about this is it depends on the person. It really depends because I think I had it, to be honest.
why?
I mean, I definitely had it because I mean, like I was in Queens doing shows in March. I mean, talk about like,
Yeah.
I probably had it. So, and I did feel certain things, but it wasn't crazy. I was just like, oh, it might just be like, the change in temperature or whatever.
Well,
And
let me ask you something, Santi.
yeah,
You shopping at Metro, right? Or at the grocery store.
yeah.
Let's say you don't have it, and you go shopping at the grocery store. You get it. Then you go back to New York, and you start a whole second wave there.
In certain countries, they're starting to monitor your phone so they can actually make sure that you stay at home. But
Yeah.
until then, they're just it's the honor system. Like, obviously, people are lying, that some people are going to go to the grocery store because they're like, oh, 8 days in, I'm sure I don't have anything. It's fine. And that's the
Yeah.
problem. Unless they're like big brothering us.
Yeah, that's where you have to rely on people's responsibility, like being socially responsible. When I came here to Montreal, I went to Canada because I haven't been to Montreal. I was here for 2 weeks without doing, like, I was just in the home, just kind of like going crazy. Those guys saw me. I developed a drinking problem. And
We all know you have, or don't blame it on the quarantine.
and I remember the 14th day, I was like, I'm going to the Metro. This is my anniversary. And I was socially responsible. So it's kind of weird, but you do have to rely on people be doing the right thing.
You hear so many stories about like the Snowbirds that came back from Florida and in their RVs, they immediately went to like the IGA and the liquor store, even though they told the border that they're going, you just hear these stories and you're like, how many people are actually doing it?
They're fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Blair on this podcast.
I don't think many. Look, even a couple of people came back from the States and came here. I don't want to say any names, but they also kind of, they went around. It's just like, yo, what are you doing?
Right.
It's like, this is where it gets complicated. For like, this is what we talked about in the previous podcast: is would you trade safety for privacy, for safety, right? Like, would you rather have this tracking, whatever, it doesn't exist, but if it existed, like a device that would track people where, like, oh, this person's being socially responsible, let's go chase this person and make sure that they're home. That's what they do in South Korea and Singapore and China, right? So it's kind of weird when you have to micromanage your population like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they even give you like discounts on vacations and stuff like that if you're socially responsible in China. Like,
really? That sounds made up. That sounds like a conspiracy theory.
You know what? I'll send it to you.
Okay.
And you tell me if it's conspiracy. It's actually real.
What do you mean? Like, if you stay home for 2 weeks, they'll give you a free trip to Mexico?
Oh, it's not like a free trip. Like, it's more on the other end. It was even before this started. So if you're like doing the right things, you're socially responsible, like you're not, being an asshole, they'll give you discounts on trips and stuff like that. But it's a weird thing. A lot of people are for it. A lot of people are like, you know what? I'll just leave my phone at home. They can't track.
All right, good one.
Yeah, it's actually, yeah.
You were thinking about all the angles.
Yeah.
Or I'll just take my one-time use SIM card.
Well, like, think about, like, we need to figure, like, because this is what's going on. Like, Canada, United States, developed countries, fine. Everything's, we're getting a paycheck from the government, and there's actual subsidies for businesses. Whether they're substantial or not, that's a different story. But, like, poor countries, developing countries, there's already stories of people starving. And that's what's crazy, right? Like, you need to think of, like, how do you reopen the economy and soften the recession curve so that the other people that are poor don't actually die from not COVID, but like actual starvation.
Right.
Well,
it just got real heavy, Santi. Real heavy.
no, thanks, Santi.
Podcast.
I was looking forward to the podcast to laugh a
Wow,
little bit.
yeah.
Now I gotta cry.
Me up.
God,
Back to my head scratcher. That really made me feel good.
I'm just gonna go kill myself.
What the hell have you guys done for me?
Chantal's like, wow, this head scratcher is really paying off right now.
Me, Chantal, and Ali were like all trying to come up with a solution for like world hunger.
Yeah.
It's all good, Santi.
No, but from a functional standpoint, like, we need to. That's why whenever I talk to anyone, I bring up Sweden all the time. It's a great example.
But apparently they had more deaths now. I mean, apparently it didn't really work well in the past week.
Yeah, but
so.
Here's a question though, and I'm with you. Yes, they've had more deaths than Norway and Denmark. They have more people though. Sweden has like 11 million people. Denmark and Norway, they have half the population of Sweden. The question is whether they suffer the biggest brunt of this because they didn't close it, and so the economy didn't tank. And they're not going to have their second, third, fourth waves are not going to be as hard as for other countries that are going to have to reopen. That's the question. I don't know the answer to that, but maybe.
I wonder what kind of habits we're going to establish that are going to continue. Like, I went for a run, and it was when it was kind of raining out, and a guy had an umbrella. And as I ran past, I was just going to wave, like I was safe at a safe distance. And he put his umbrella down at me. like a giant mask as I ran past. And at first I was insulted, and then I was like, this guy's a genius. Like, it is a life-size giant dome of a protector. And I was like, nothing is weird anymore. Like, what kind of habit? I heard that, anything can become a habit after 30 days. So now it's been more than 30 days. Are these kind of things gonna stay on once it's all done? Are we ever gonna shake hands again? In Quebec, are we ever gonna do the kiss?
No.
That's a good question.
I think so. I think here it's just a bunch of degenerates. Like, people are I know people that are still doing Tinder dates.
No.
It's a fact. People are still doing Tinder dates. And like, there's multiple people still doing Tinder dates. They're going on walks. One guy went with a girl. They did his grocery shopping.
And a safe Tinder date is no longer a condom. It's a mask, So you show up and you're like, yeah.
No, condom's secondary. Who needs a condom now?
Is that how it is? I've been out of the game a while. I didn't realize.
Now it's a mask. Who cares about the other stuff?
Do you have the virus? Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.